Good morning. It's Monday, so it's time for another macro factor check-in. This week I think went pretty well, but not sure what the strategy is going to say since I skipped out on updating my program last Monday. It's telling me I haven't checked in for 13 days. So let's see what it says. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to decline at silence again. Instead of dropping to 1357, we will stay with 1442 and we will increase steps to about 8,000 average a day and see how we go. I'm pretty happy with how the last week went. The scale weight looks a little funny and there's always going to be highs and lows, but within the last month, my weight is clearly trending down. So I'm good with that. And since I started about a month ago, I'm down like 2-ish pounds. If we look at the weight trend for the last month, yeah, I'm about 2-ish pounds down, which is good. So yeah, we're just going to stick with the same strategy that we were at the last 2 weeks, and we'll try increasing steps a little bit more. And yeah, just stick with that strategy and see where it takes us. At some point, I might update my macro factor goals to reflect something that's a little less aggressive, and then maybe we can do the weekly strategy updates and not get lowered beyond what I'm comfortable with. But until then, we'll just stick with 1442 and see how it goes. I'll check back in with you a little later and we'll talk about my priorities and my goals and how I'm feeling this week. Okay, I'm back upstairs. Sorry for the super scratchy morning voice in the macro factor check-in, but I really wanted to get that out of the way first thing in the morning. Now we're going to talk about my priorities for this week and then also how I'm feeling mentally and physically right now, set some intentions and stuff like that. So because last week, I was a little over 7K steps a day. One of my priorities this week is to hit at least 8,000 steps a day on average. So I don't have to necessarily hit 8,000 every single day. Could be more, could be less, but as long as that daily average is around 8,000, that's where I want to be. So I'm slowly ramping up my activity level over time rather than decrease my calories because I just don't really want to go lower. Second priority, I kind of mentioned last week that social media has been a little bit draining for me lately, so one of my priorities is going to be just to disconnect a little bit more and be a little bit more present in what I'm doing for myself. And then my last priority is to just double down and really focus on my strategy and stick to my strategy. Take more time to plan out my days so I'm not scrambling and doing something that's gonna be detrimental to my goals. In terms of my food intake and my workout intensity, I pretty much have that down. The last few weeks, they haven't been super easy, but I don't think I need to have a priority of eating good satiating food because I'm just doing that. I have it on lock, and the intensity of my workouts has been pretty good, and I think they will remain pretty good as long as I remember to make them good and not just slack off. One thing I've been doing in my workouts a little bit the past couple days just to get in more steps during my rest periods between exercises, I'll try to move around more rather than just stand in one place or just stand at my computer and check Discord or other social medias. So rather than doing that, I'm going to add to my step count by moving more during sets, and that should help me out not only to just be off the internet, but to get that step count goal in. Adding more activity onto my already increased amount of activity, I am worried that it's really going to sap my energy levels. There were a few times last week after I did my lifting workout and then a walk that I felt super sapped, just energy-wise, really tired. And I have been noticing that I'm getting more sleepy earlier in the evening. So I'm just worried that I'm gonna be even more low energy, and I have a lot of stuff to do, so I don't necessarily want to be sleeping the entire day away. I don't like to take naps in the afternoon. Like, I could, but I don't prefer to. It kind of messes up my sleep schedule. And I'm also a little bit worried about being able to keep up with like my daily chores, my plant waterings, cleaning schedule, and YouTube stuff on top of feeling kind of mentally and physically tired. Maybe I'm being a little overly ambitious with what I'm trying to do for YouTube. I think that, you know, if push comes to shove, I'm gonna have to dial back on that, but I really have like a lot of plans that I'm excited for, and I don't want to put that off. I wanna take advantage of the momentum I have, just like getting things done and keep getting things done, but I'm worried that I won't have the energy for it. In terms of like how I'm feeling mentally, not bad. I'm not feeling bad mentally. Like, the food has been good, even though the calories are low. The workouts are pretty quick, even with the additional walks, but getting easily irritable over like little things, and that's another reason why I need to just like be on social media less. Right now, the mental fatigue, although, I mean, it's not a lot. I'm like slightly mentally fatigued, but I can feel it building up, and I really don't want to even come close to being burned out. If I get too overwhelmed with things, I'll just like dial back something. And then feeling physically, I don't know, man. I really expected to feel worse. I truly expected to feel worse, and I just don't. I'm not really sore from the workouts. A little bit of soreness here and there from the RDLs yesterday. I'm feeling a little bit of soreness in my upper back. But yeah, like no delayed onset muscle soreness for the most part, no aches, no major pains. I am feeling fatigued, but not that bad. I mean, I just like lay down at night and watch some TV and I chill, and it's pretty good. Also, haven't been having issues just with like actual hunger pains. I'm managing my calories and my food intake in such a way that I'm feeling full most of the time. I'm also drinking a heckin' lot of water and other liquids, and it really does help. So yeah, feeling pretty good, all things considered. This week might be the week that I need to start adding more caffeine into my intake. I've kept it very moderate. Coffee in the morning and tea or a diet soda in the afternoon, and that has been the same for the past 4 weeks, but maybe this week is the week that I need to have like a extra cup of tea or something like that. So we'll see. I'm hopeful that things keep going as they have been going, where everything is relatively manageable and I'm feeling pretty okay, but we'll see throughout this week how things go. So I'll check in with you later for a little bit of a walk and yap. So bye for now. Why is the lighting at the treadmill so good right now? Okay, I figured let's have another little yap sesh while I'm doing a little bit of walking here. So I'm probably gonna do about an hour, somewhere between 2 miles per hour and 3 miles per hour. Yeah, so I just wanted to have a little chat about I don't know what to talk about in these yap sessions. I feel like I should have something profound to say, but I'm not particularly motivational or educated or smart or speaks good. So if there's something you want my opinion on or a topic you'd like me to cover, let me know in the comments and I'll see what I can do. I'm not gonna promise that I'll have good opinions, but I probably have some kind of opinion. I'm gonna finish up this walk. I probably have like another 40 minutes to go. I'm gonna watch like a cozy YouTube video or something. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
resulting in sets of 2 or sets of 3 or sets of 4 or something like that. Because we know scientifically the best growth happens between sets of 5 and probably sets of 30 repetitions. Those sets will be
Hey, it is Tuesday, the 4th, checking in. I just finished my upper body day. This was the push focused upper body day, so it started with like shoulders and chest and then back and then arms. Yeah, I just wanted to like make note of a few things that I've noticed the past couple days. I have noticed that I've been feeling really cold lately, and the weather in Maryland definitely is on the colder side right now, being like still winter and all, but typically I run hot and I usually find myself quite warm, like even in the winter, but lately I've noticed my hands are really cold. I have to wear like a sweater all the time. My feet are really cold, so that, I don't know, it could just be the weather. Maybe our heating is not doing the thing, but it also could be because I am in a calorie deficit and losing weight. Been drinking a lot of hot tea because I feel so cold. And then also wanted to mention that I've been having a little bit of trouble with my elbows. It's not like urgently bad and it's not like a sharp stabbing pain, but I am getting like some aches in my workouts, specifically when I'm doing like biceps and triceps. So like bicep curls and tricep exercises. What I started doing is warming up for my biceps and triceps before I jump full force into those exercises. So I kind of wasn't really doing that. I wouldn't like warm up between exercises on like my upper body day or between exercises on my lower body day. But I'm wondering if that's something I need to incorporate more just to focus on like injury prevention. I'm also finding that like if I'm not forcing myself into like an extreme range of motion, so like just coming up until I feel the contraction or just pushing down, doing the tricep exercise and feel the contraction, the achiness is not as bad as like if I really try to like eke out every last bit of range of motion. So yeah, just wanted to report in on that. I think now I'm gonna jump into like a quick walk, probably like 20 minutes. I've honestly been finding the walks pretty draining, unfortunately. I think I mentioned it in the check-in video yesterday, but I was worried that adding more activity is gonna drain my energy levels more. So like last week I was doing 3 miles an hour on the treadmill, but I've dropped it down to like 2.5 miles an hour because 3 miles is a little bit of a brisk walk and it was just like really blasting me. I'm still getting like enough steps in, just doing like an easier pace. So that's totally fine. I don't need to like really kill myself on the treadmill right now. All things considered, like overall, this workout felt pretty okay. Still benching, and I matched my reps from last week. So like 3 sets of 8-ish at 105. And I did a little bit more weight on the pullovers for the lats, this one. And yeah, it felt good. It's only just like the elbow situation that's kind of like not the best. But anyways, tonight we're having some instant ramen and pork tenderloin, and I'm really looking forward to it. So I'll check in with you all again tomorrow. Checking in on Wednesday, February 5th, I just finished up my leg workout. It was the quad focused leg workout where I did leg press and a lot of leg extension. It was kind of a tough workout, I'm not gonna lie. I'm feeling super gassed. I don't think that I worked out any harder or lifted any heavier than I have been the past few weeks, but I'm feeling really drained right now, which I'm also a little bit surprised at because I had kind of a larger portion of carbohydrates a couple hours before the workout, but I think the low calories are really starting to catch up with me now. I'm feeling really gassed after workout and after like just a short walk, really tired lately. I think I am like for real gonna have to increase my caffeine levels. Like instead of doing coffee and like tea or soda in the afternoon, I might have to do like coffee and tea and soda just to like make it through the day. My legs are feeling pretty toasty, not super like shaky, not like I'm gonna collapse or anything, but I definitely can tell that I put in some work, which is good. I'm a little bit low on steps today, only about 3,500 because the chores I did today were not that walking around heavy. I just had to do a little bit of laundry. So I'm gonna be on the treadmill after this for probably like 30 or so minutes, but at like a really slow pace. Even like 3 miles an hour is just like too fast for me the last couple of walks. So we're just gonna take it like really easy. And I also just wanna mention that it's not the best idea to do your cardio in your like weightlifting shoes. So I wear Converse for lifting weights because the sole is really flat. So I feel really connected to the ground. I feel really stable when I'm doing like my leg press and my deadlifts and stuff like that. And I don't really recommend taking those shoes and going to do a walk or do cardio because it's just not a lot of support for your arches and stuff like that. But it's just like a really short walk. So if you see me doing my stuff in Converse, know that it's a very short walk. And normally if I was like going outside or IRL walking for long periods of times, I do have walking shoes. I've been on a huge sweet potato kick. I got a couple Japanese sweet potatoes from H Mart last week and they were so good. I'm definitely gonna pick up more sweet potatoes this week for groceries, and I cooked them in the rice cooker. It was crazy. I just put it in the rice cooker with a little bit of water and they were done in like an hour. It was awesome. So anyways, I will catch up with you all tomorrow. It is shoulders and arms, finally. Shoulders and arms day, my favorite workout of the week. I feel like my shoulders have more definition. I call this vein my boyfriend. My boyfriend is been coming around a lot more recently, so hey, say what's up to my boyfriend in the chat. Bye. Hey.
Seriously, keeping a plank to the body.
What's up?
Getting that decent stuff of your toes. There's two good ways. One,
Today's Thursday. Just finished the shoulders and arms workout. Pretty good. A little long because, I don't know, just didn't feel like supersetting anything today, but made it through. Feel like I have like maybe a pump. I don't know. Not really a pump chaser. I don't really know how that works, but the workout was fine. I was feeling really tired today. TBH, I was in a meeting at work and I was just, it wasn't a meeting that I needed to be like on camera for or anything, but I could feel myself like nodding off a little bit. So I ended up having some green tea in the middle of the day. So I had like my coffee, green tea, and then my diet soda before the workout. I feel like there was something I wanted to mention, but I'm having a brain fart about it. No aches or pains with my elbows today, which is good, but I did spend extra time warming up and it is making the workouts take a little bit longer. Like I start timing my workouts when I start moving around to work out, so I include my warm up in that. So I did spend extra time warming up just to make sure that my joints are feeling okay. I have already gotten like 5,000 steps in today. I'm not really sure how that happened. I did have to do some laundry, so maybe it's just like walking around, but I'm still gonna do probably like a 20-minute walk on the treadmill just to make sure I am within range of my 8,000 steps a day goal. I really feel like there was something I wanted to mention and I can't think of it. If I remember, I'll pop back on for a sec and say it. Oh, you know what? I did want to mention that I have slightly changed my eating timing, not the strategy. So I'm still doing like my coffee with collagen, protein shake, usually a small lunch and then dinner, but I've started like pushing everything farther back in the day. So by like an hour or 2 hours, just so I'm eating a little bit closer to the time that I work out. It gives me a little bit more energy, and then I'm eating dinner later in the evening, so I'm not hungry when I go to bed. Being hungry when I go to bed is the worst. That's why I try to have my biggest meal of the day for dinner. Just kind of like shifting everything a little bit later in the day, but still following the same overall like format. Yesterday's dinner was really good. It was really simple, just rice with ground beef, seasoned ground beef. I had some kimchi on mine and a fried egg, and it was excellent. I really enjoyed it. I just like mixed it up all together. It's like a whole egg with like a runny yolk. It was amazing. I need to remember that I don't have to like do the most for meals. I think I'm not trying to be like a food influencer or anything. I don't have to do anything fancy specifically like for you all. I mean, I'm trying to show what a realistic fat loss phase looks like. I'm de-influencing you a little bit maybe. So yeah, I need to remember that I can just do like something really simple but tasty and satisfying. I remember what I wanted to say. I remember now. Okay, yeah, I've been not so great about eating enough fats in the day, and it's really just because I prioritize like low fat dairy products when I'm on a diet or when I'm in a calorie deficit because they have less calories. But I'm trying to make a more concerted effort to make sure that I'm eating enough fat in the day. So yesterday on my rice bowl, I put a little chili oil to bump that up. Sometimes if I'll have calories left at the end of the day, like after dinner, I'll eat a spoonful of peanut butter because that does have some fat in it. Today for lunch, you probably saw I had like one of the thin bagels we had left over from last week when we did like the smoked salmon situation, and I just like had some fake butter spread on that, and that's helping with my fats a little bit. So yeah, I'm trying to make a more concerted effort to eat enough fats in a day because I know it's good for my overall health. And maybe one of the reasons why I'm feeling so tired lately all of a sudden is because I'm not getting enough of those fats in my diet. So I'm gonna do my best to make that more of a priority. I also wanted to mention that I am a little bit sore today from the leg workout yesterday, but unfortunately it's mostly in my glutes. Even though yesterday was the quad focused leg day, I do feel it a little bit in my quads, a little bit on my inner thighs, but like mostly in my glutes. But it's not like debilitating, it's not awful. It doesn't hurt to like sit on the toilet. But if I like flex or, does this go down? Yeah, like if I do like one of these, I can feel it for sure in my quads. And if I do this, I can feel it in my glutes. Also, I want to acknowledge that these leggings are totally not squat proof. You can 1000% see through them, and I know that. But by the time I noticed it, I had already started the workout and I wasn't gonna go back upstairs and change. So you don't need to mention it in the comments. And if you didn't notice, just ignore what I just said. You didn't notice it, okay? So I'm gonna get that walk in, and I will check in with you all tomorrow when I'm done grocery shopping. I should probably have some interesting stuff that I can point out to you then. So yeah. Okay, I remembered there was actually something else that I wanted to mention. Something else besides what I forgot to mention earlier. And the thing that I forgot to mention that I wanted to mention is that I made a vision board for this fat loss phase. And it's a little cringe, but I'm gonna put it on the screen for you right now. I used all of my own pictures. I didn't just like take these random pictures of people off the internet or anything, but this is my vibe for the 2025 Aesthetic Physique Enthusiast Transformation Challenge, which is a transformation challenge that I'm doing with my friends and the Discord server that I'm in for all things fitness and health, basically. So a lot of people might be watching these videos and thinking to themselves, like, this person is already on the slimmer side, already looks good, but I am not at my ideal self. And I'm hoping that by the end of this 16-week fat loss phase, I am closer to my ideal physique, my ideal body fat percentage. The look that I'm going for is more of the look that you're seeing on the screen in this vision board, which is quite a bit leaner than I am right now. I would say body fat percentage closer to 16-17%. And yeah, that's just my own personal preference. It's what I like best for myself. And also on this vision board, I have some foods that I like to eat while I'm in a fat loss phase, and a quote that I got from the Arnold Sports Festival last year, 2024, that says you can have results or excuses, but not both, which was from Arnold Schwarzenegger. It was on a banner. Maybe some of you now have kind of a better idea of my personal goal for this fat loss phase, and hopefully you can see a little bit better visually the body type that I'm going for with this fat loss phase. I also wanted to mention that this is kind of like probably a little bit unrealistic for me to maintain year round. I don't expect myself at the end of this fat loss phase to look like this forever and ever and ever, but this is kind of my personal ideal and what I would like to accomplish for this phase of my life. Hey, happy Friday. Just got back from the grocery store and I wanted to show you some of the stuff that I got that I thought was interesting or that's a staple in my household. So today I went to Walmart for kind of the majority of my grocery items, and then I also stopped by Costco. At Walmart, a few things that I wanted to point out. I got this Orville Redenbacher Smart Pop mini bags in the kettle corn flavor. They are only 100 calories per bag, 3 grams of protein, 23 grams of carbs, and 1.5 grams of fat. They are quite small. I don't know if you can really tell how small they are, but it's gonna be a nice snack if I have a little bit of extra calories. I like the kettle corn flavor. I like sweets. These are good. I've had them before. I also picked up another bottle of sugar-free Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. This is my favorite barbecue sauce, sugar-free and regular, not sugar-free. It does have like more calories than some other sugar-free options out there, but I think the taste makes the calories worth it. For 2 tablespoons, that's 32 grams, it is 15 calories, and that is 1 serving. I saw this at Walmart. It is Lou's Bake Shop Healthy Life Hawaiian Keto Bread. Never tried this before, and I thought it was really interesting. It is 35 calories for 1 slice, 1 gram of fat, 9 carbs, and 5 protein, and the slices are not tiny either. So I will try this some point and let you know how I like it, because this is even better than the old time bread in terms of macros. So interesting. I hope it's good, but I'm not gonna have any expectations of it. And then the last thing from Walmart that I wanted to point out was that I picked up a few packages of the Post Malone Oreos. My husband Joey really loves Oreos. These are 2 cookies for 140 calories, 7 grams of fat, 20 carbs, and less than 1 gram of protein per serving, but he still has higher calories than me. I will probably try these. The top is chocolate and the base is the golden base, and then it's salted caramel and shortbread flavored cream. You can see there. So Joey loves trying all the new Oreo flavors. He loves Oreos. He also likes Post Malone because he's into Magic the Gathering. And then let me show you some of the stuff I got from Costco. This is my sugar substitute of choice. I get this at Costco all the time. It's the Whole Earth plant-based sugar alternative. It's erythritol and monk fruit. I use this in place of sugar substitute, obviously. And this is my favorite right now. I can't really tell if it tastes like sugar or not because I use it so much, but to me, it doesn't have a bad aftertaste or anything. I also stocked up on my favorite collagen supplement. These are the Orgain Collagen Peptides Plus Probiotics. This is the collagen supplement I put in my coffee every morning. It's 80 calories per scoop and 19 protein, 0 carbs, and 0 fat. It is unflavored, and I mix it with my coffee because any kind of like weirdness from the powders is covered by the strong taste of the coffee. I don't think it tastes bad, but I definitely can tell that there's something in my drink if I try to drink it with just plain water. But it mixes really well with coffee, so I love that. Some of the proteins I bought at Costco, I got flank steak because it is a pretty lean cut of beef. This is almost 4 pounds, so probably what I'm gonna do is separate this and then cut each steak in half and then freeze some of it. I also got boneless, skinless chicken thighs. I'm just gonna separate these packages. I'll probably keep 1 or 2 in the fridge at all times and freeze the rest. I also got chicken tenderloins from the frozen section. They have a slightly better price per pound than the fresh chicken tenderloins. I also think it's more convenient that it comes in this like one big bag of frozen tenderloins. You can kind of see it in there. And it's actually really easy to cook these from frozen. You just pop them in a pan and cover it and let it thaw out. They're very small and quick cooking. Last thing I wanted to show you is I got 2 types of pre-made protein shakes from Costco. I got the Costco exclusive Fairlife protein shakes. These are really, really tasty. 150 calories per bottle, 30 protein, 4 carbs, and 2.5 grams of fat. They taste really good. And then this brand I've never heard of before. I think it's Nuri. These are ultra filtered milkshakes, also chocolate flavor. And they basically have the exact same macros as these Fairlife protein shakes. The only difference is that this one has 3 grams of carbs and this one has 4 grams of carbs. This one has a little bit more sugar in it, 1 gram more of sugar. So I did a little bit of math and it turns out that these are a slightly better price per protein shake, but they are a tiny bit smaller. So these are 11 ounces each and these are 11.5 ounces each. So I picked it up because they were cheaper and I was interested in trying them. And I thought that I would do a little taste test while I'm here because I haven't had my protein shake for the day anyways. Fortunately, not refrigerated right now because I just got home. But yeah, let's try it out. The packaging is actually really cute. I like all these little symbols. Am I supposed to shake it? Shake gently before opening. So let's try it out and see. The only thing I don't love as much is that it comes in like a can. One of the main reasons I buy these pre-made protein shakes is because Joey has a really, really busy job and it's easier for him to take this kind of protein shake to work than it is for him to take a shaker bottle. He mixes it with coffee while he's at work and it's like one of these bottles will probably get him through like 2 or 3 cups of coffee, like as a creamer. Okay, it smells proteiny. Okay, actually, this is not bad. This is really not bad. It's very smooth, and I would say it's not as thick as the Fairlife protein shake. The taste is like 98% as good. This is, yeah, I am really pleasantly surprised. I thought this was gonna be straight up bad. I don't even mind that it's not completely cold. It's definitely not warm because it's cold out in general, but it's not cold. It is sweetened with sucralose and monk fruit extract. It's lactose free, but it does have ultra filtered skim milk in it. Yeah, I'm surprised how good this is. I thought it was gonna be like a little more chunky, but it's very smooth, which I appreciate. Yeah, okay. This is honestly a really good option. You know, one thing I don't love about Costco is that sometimes you find something you really like and all of a sudden they never carry it ever again. So it's gonna be really sad if I get into these protein shakes and then Costco stops carrying it, but I will definitely be grabbing more of these if I see them on the shelf. So yeah, I think that's it. I'm gonna finish putting my groceries away. I will probably get my walk-in earlier today because I have a Botox appointment in the afternoon and you're not supposed to exercise after getting Botox injections, like not supposed to exercise right away. So I might not check in with you again until tomorrow. It's lunchtime and I am back from my Botox appointment. As you can see, I have made myself a little sandwich with that keto Hawaiian bread and I wanted to do like a live react with you and give you my thoughts and feelings on it. It's just 2 slices of the bread, light Miracle Whip, tomato, some pasteurized cheese product, and honey ham. So let's try it and see how it is. The bread looks very airy. I don't know if you can really see it. It looks very airy, it's very soft. I can't tell if it smells like regular Hawaiian bread. I haven't had regular Hawaiian bread in a while. I think it's legit. I think I like it. The texture is like a little chewy, but not in a bad way. I like the flavor. Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised. That's pretty good. If you like Hawaiian bread, this is like a nice option. And it's only 35 calories for 1 slice. Yeah, I like it. I'm impressed. I would buy this again for sure, 100%. Had like not a small amount of protein compared to the calories as well. 5 grams of protein for 35 calories a slice. I'll finish my lunch and see y'all later. Good thing I remembered to turn on the mic. What's up? It is Saturday, February 8th. Just finished my upper body workout. Today was the pull/back focused upper body workout where we started out with like lat pull downs and rows and stuff. I did not end up doing a walk yesterday. I didn't need to do a dedicated walk. I still got my 8,000 plus steps from just like grocery shopping and running errands. So that was cool. That saved some time because I am in video editing hell right now. And I have to spend a lot of time doing that because I am not a real YouTuber. But yeah, a couple things I wanted to mention is that my workouts have been taking a bit longer than before. Like when I first started my fat loss phase, I said I was trying to keep my workouts around an hour, and lately they've just been taking longer. I've started really prioritizing warm-ups because my joints, especially in my elbows, have not been feeling the best. No like sharp stabbing pains or anything like that, but yeah, I just want to make sure that I am putting a little more focus on the warm-ups and making sure that I'm ready to actually get into the workouts. So they are taking a little bit longer, but it's worth it for my overall like health and longevity. And today I used lifting straps. I just have these like really basic lifting straps. These are from Iron Mind. I think I got them on Amazon. I started using lifting straps for my pulling exercises, like the pull downs and the rows, because yeah, my grip was definitely becoming an issue and I got way more reps using the straps. So clearly I probably should have been using them this entire time. If you need to use the lifting straps, just use the lifting straps unless you are specifically training your forearms. Other than that, workouts are feeling good. I'm feeling good. Really, I'm not getting very much delayed onset muscle soreness anymore, which is great for me. And I'm sticking with my step count of 8K plus. It's been mostly plus on average. And I was a tiny bit over calories yesterday because I wanted to try one of the post Malorios, and it's really good. I think I showed you in the haul that I got a couple containers of those for Joey, but I tried one. It's really tasty. I'm not usually a salted caramel kind of guy, but you can't really taste the salt, and the caramel isn't too overpowering. So, you know, I don't know when this video is coming out, but if they're still in stores, you should pick them up and try them out. Let me know what you think. But yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. Gonna make that salmon ochazuke for dinner, and I'm really looking forward to that. And tomorrow is gonna be a leg day, and I'm not looking forward to that. And I'm gonna do probably like a 20-30 minute walk right now to round out my 8K steps, and I will show you what I had for dinner and then check in with y'all tomorrow. So see ya. Checking in on Friday. It's February 9th, and it's not Friday, it's Sunday. I can't keep my days straight. Oh my God, I literally wrote it down and I can't keep my days straight. It's Sunday, February 9th, and I'm checking in. It was the last workout of week 5 of my fat loss phase, 2025. Workout was good. I took quite a long time warming up, and I choose to do that specifically on leg days because they're definitely more intense than my upper body days. It's just how it is, you know, heavier sets, compound movements, etc. But overall, the workout felt pretty good. My strength levels felt fine. I did at least as much as last week. Some exercises I actually did a little bit more weight, but the reps weren't super high, but that's okay. Overall, it did feel good. But one thing I did want to mention was that this morning I had a particularly high weigh-in. And as you can see here on the graph, earlier this week, I was kind of in the 151s, but I was almost 153 this morning. Oh, I can see myself. And one of the pitfalls of weighing yourself daily, which I do when I'm in a fat loss phase, is that these daily fluctuations can sometimes be frustrating and emotionally taxing. And I do think that there are other ways of measuring your progress. I don't necessarily think that weighing yourself every day is absolutely necessary, but for the way that I track and the way that I strategize, I like to have as much data as possible. But that doesn't mean that I can always just look at the number and be cool with that. It was not a good feeling this morning to have that high weigh-in, but I try to think about it logically. Last night, I had a really good dinner. It wasn't super high calorie, but it was like a huge bowl of soup, and it was also quite salty. So I'm guessing that I still have a lot of that in my system that hasn't flushed itself out, and that's probably one of the reasons that I had such a high weigh-in, and that's okay. So as long as it doesn't become a trend over time, it's not a big deal, even though, like I said, it doesn't feel so good at the time. But yeah, I'm just trying to think about it logically, look at the big picture, and just move on with my day. The other thing I wanted to mention is that I did a Discord roundtable discussion with my fitness and health Discord community, not mine specifically, but a fitness and health Discord community that I am a part of. It was a really, really good discussion on nutrition, specifically for fat loss and for being in a cut. And if possible, I'll insert a little clip here.
So thanks again for being here. Stay tuned, join the Discord, make sure you verify when you join. Thanks again, guys, it's a good discussion. I look forward to having more of these. Thanks. Hi, guys.
But I'll also leave the link in the description to the entire discussion if you want to check it out. I think it was a really, really good discussion, and it had a lot of opinions from different types of people, from competitive bodybuilders to people that treat fitness more as like a hobby. And there's also just like a ton of really good information in there. So if you're interested in learning more about nutrition, macro tracking, going into a fat loss phase, you might want to check out that video. Like I said, the link will be in the description. I'm gonna get a walk in. I got about 4,500 steps so far, and I'd like to get up to like 6 or 7. So probably like 20, 25 minutes on the treadmill should do me good. And I will catch up with you guys in the office for the weekly recap and reflection. Okay, let's close out the video with a little recap and reflection about how the week went. Have my weekly supplement where I have taken some notes about how things turned out this week. Just to recap really quickly, my priorities for the week were to get at least 8K steps a day, and that's like average. It doesn't have to be 8K every single day. I wanted to disconnect from social media a little bit because I could feel it wearing on me mentally. And then I also wanted to double down on my overall strategy for this fat loss phase because I was slipping up just a tiny bit in the previous week. I was nervous about adding even more steps to my overall activity level because it's kind of a big jump from the previous week. And then I'm also worried about keeping up with all of my daily tasks, my chores, my skincare routine, work, and trying to do things for YouTube. In terms of the 8K steps, I totally knocked that out of the park. My average was 8,729 a day. And there were some days that were a little bit more, some days a little bit less, but overall, well above 8,000 average, which is awesome. It didn't feel too much of an extra lift. I would basically do my normal lifting workout and then get in a 20 to 30 minute walk after the lift. It was a pretty moderate, pretty low intensity pace, and it wasn't too bad. I would just put on a YouTube video or something. And in terms of trying to disconnect a little bit more from social media, I tried my best, and it's a little difficult because most of my social interaction is on social media platforms like Discord or Instagram and stuff like that. But one of the things I did do was I pivoted my consumption. So something that I found a little mentally difficult was to consume content around food. And I'm somebody that really loves food, and a lot of the stuff that I look at on Instagram and YouTube has to do with food. So I tried to do a lot less of that this week, and I did find that quite helpful. I kind of pivoted my consumption more towards my other hobbies like plant stuff, planner stuff, and it really helped a lot. I did look at some food things, but it was mostly thinking about what are some new and interesting foods I can eat this week, obviously making them macro friendly and high protein. But yeah, I do think I did succeed in that. And I also tried to be a little calmer when I was on Discord or in my work chat. If my first gut instinct was to be really irritable or just really annoyed about something, I would step back, distance myself a little bit, try to think about where the other person was coming from, and then give myself a chance to concoct a response that wasn't just getting annoyed at somebody when their intention was probably not to annoy me at all. And in terms of doubling down on my strategy, the overall strategy is really sound, and I'm still doing it. And I did a good job of sticking with it this week, but I did make some adjustments. Since I'm now adding in walks after my workouts, I've decided to push back my overall meal timing a little bit later in the day. Usually in the morning when I'm at work or doing my own personal things, I can easily distract myself from getting hungry until 12 or 1 o'clock. So rather than have my first protein shake of the day right at 11, which is what I was doing before, I'm waiting until I'm basically can't stand it anymore and I have to eat something. So that means that I can push all of my food a little bit later in the day. I can eat my lunch a little bit closer to the workout, and then I have a little bit more in my stomach, and I'm not getting as tired immediately after the lift or after the walk. So that's actually been working really well for me, and I would like to report that I did not overdrink on soda this week. And then another thing that I also started to do in terms of my overall eating strategy is pre-logging my dinners. So not too far in advance, but basically I know I'm always going to have my protein coffee in the morning, and I'm probably going to have my protein shake around noon. And I usually have a list of all the potential dinners we could have this week. Basically, I would try to log everything I was going to eat for dinner earlier in the morning, so I know exactly what I can eat in terms of lunch and snacks. It just made it a little easier to manage my calorie distribution throughout the day. And then in terms of feeling really tired after the workouts and the walks, I was tired, but I don't think that I was too tired. I'm just gonna be tired and I'm gonna deal with it. I did increase the amount of caffeine I'm drinking this week, so I'm getting like my coffee in the morning, I'm having like a tea in the early afternoon, and I'm having like a diet soda with caffeine later in the afternoon, and that's actually been really helping a lot. So in terms of worrying about my mental energy, feeling a little bit overwhelmed with all the stuff I'm trying to juggle, I've done a good job so far, but I could definitely see myself potentially getting burned out in the near future. It just feels like a lot. And I've basically just thought to myself, what are the things that I can let go if I have to let something go? So for me right now, it's gonna be some of the YouTube stuff that I had planned. One of my personal goals for this month was to edit some short form videos for YouTube, but if I don't get around to that, it's totally okay. I'm not gonna feel bad about it. It just don't have the mental energy or the mental space. I've also thought to myself, what are some of the chores that don't necessarily have to get done on schedule? Can I eliminate some things or can I combine some things? Overall, right now, I'm able to stick with it, but if I find that it is starting to weigh on me too much, I have a plan for what I can slow down on or what I can eliminate so that it's not taking up too much of my mental and physical energy. I have noticed even more psoriasis patches. I typically get it kind of in my torso, stomach region, and I did notice a couple more kind of down on my side. It's unfortunate, but it's still at this point manageable. I'm using body lotion every single day, morning and evening, and that's really helping to like stave off kind of like this itchy, dry skin, but it doesn't really make the patches go away. I'm okay with it for now. In terms of like other like physical feelings, I'm honestly feeling really good. I took a lot more time to warm up for my workouts this week, and that really helped with some of the kind of like achy joints I was having. I was having like a little bit of trouble with my elbows on like biceps and triceps and a little bit on bench, and just spending like an extra 5 minutes to warm up, not only at the beginning of the workout, but in between exercises, since I kind of jumped from one muscle group to another, really helped. It helped so much, and I don't love spending even more time working out, but it's worth it, and I'm feeling great, which is the main concern I have, especially in a calorie deficit. Yeah, so all things considered, feeling totally fine. No hunger pains, no delayed onset muscle soreness really. Nothing to complain about except for the psoriasis, which is mostly under control. So I love that for me. It's been a decent experience overall being in this calorie deficit, even though it is quite low calorie, but I'm managing the food very well. I'm managing my fatigue levels very well. And I think that I could potentially stay around this calorie level for a pretty extended period of time. I think I have my strategy on lock, and it's really working out well for me. So I mentioned earlier after the workout how I had kind of a high weigh-in this morning, which wasn't great, but overall this week, for the most part, I've been in kind of the 151 pound area. Started out the week kind of like 151.5, and it was just like a little bit up and down until today. So I think I'm definitely starting to lean out a little bit. And when I look at myself visually, I can see a difference specifically in my midsection, which is good to see. I kind of have like the first two top abs are starting to come in, which is nice. So I love that I can already start to see sort of like a visual difference, even though it doesn't seem, in terms of like my scale weight, it doesn't seem like it's going down very quickly. At least I can see like the visual difference, and that's pretty motivating, to be honest. So let's do like a little recap of the macros for the week. So this week I was aiming for 1,442 calories a day, 141 protein, 48 fats, and 111 carbs. Overall, I got 1,419 calories on average a day, 148 grams of protein, 36 grams of fat, and 140 grams of carbs. My protein is pretty good. I'm always pretty good about my protein, but I was a little low on fat and a little high on carbs. It's not the biggest deal. I don't try to be super accurate every single day with getting to the gram my macros, but I do worry that I'm a little bit too low fat. It's not good to be below a certain level, especially for women. So that's something that I want to pay attention to and keep in mind for next week. Overall, I think I had a very good week this week, and I hope that I can keep up the momentum and stick with my program, stick with my strategy, and keep going. Before I sign off, let's talk a little bit about the food this week. For lunches, I was still sticking with my typical lean protein with some kind of fruit, vegetable, or carb. I did pick up some Japanese sweet potatoes from H Mart last week, and I cooked them in the rice cooker, which was so easy and convenient. You basically just put a little bit of water in the bottom of the pot, and you wash your potatoes, put them in, set it and forget it. They're done in like an hour or so. It was so easy and convenient. I actually bought more potatoes this week. They were so good. I forgot how much I like sweet potatoes, and I don't know what I've been doing with my whole life. I should eat them more, but yeah. Had sweet potatoes twice this week. I tried to eat some more of those thin bagels because we didn't finish them up from last week. I had an incredibly low calorie, spicy soba noodle, instant noodle, and it was good, but it was so spicy. I could not get the spice out of my mouth, and I had to eat some low calorie rice pudding, but it kind of messed up my calories for the day. Like I was trying to save some for later in the day. I made it work overall, but oh my God, it was so spicy. I was dying, bro. It was good, but it was like too spicy. Good lunch week this week. I mean, it's never not that bad of a week, but I had some good lunches this week. And in terms of like the dinners, the standout meal for us was the salmon ochazuke. It's basically a rice bowl, and then you pour some kind of broth or green tea on top. I made a dashi broth just with like the instant hondashi, and I loved it. Joey loved it. It was super filling. It was really tasty. It was really salty and good. I do think that is what set my Sunday weigh-in so high, but it evens itself out, so it's kind of whatever you sacrifice. Soups, as always, are a great choice for low-calorie meals because they are so filling. We had the classic Caesar salad with shrimp twice this week, Monday and Sunday. I like pairing the extra lean shrimp with the Caesar salad kit because it kind of offsets the fats in the dressing. Salad kits are a great lazy girl hack, and you know, you can always zhuzh them up a little bit with some other vegetables or fruits or seasonings, and that's usually what I do. Never doesn't hit. Always love a good Caesar salad. What else did I do this week? I had another one-pan pasta. This one was kind of like an elbow macaroni in tomato sauce with ground turkey, and it was good. I think it wasn't as good as the spaghetti, but it was still good. You can't go wrong. And then we had the pork tenderloin with instant ramen. This flavor of pork tenderloin, the cracked black pepper garlic situation, was not as good as the teriyaki flavor I got before. Unfortunately, it wasn't bad. The meat was tender. It wasn't overcooked. I just throw it in the oven for like 20 minutes or so because I slice it in half, so it's like 2 small pieces. And like the meat was tender. It's just like the cracked black pepper just doesn't hit as good. Yeah, we had another instance of chicken burgers with half of a baked potato. Always good. The American cheese doesn't really go with the flavor of chicken burger I had this time. I had like a Greek flavored chicken burger, and it was a little weird, but definitely edible. And then I made a really tasty rice bowl that just had like seasoned ground beef, kimchi, and a fried egg. Had a little bit of like chili oil on that, and it was so simple but so good. I don't know why I don't do rice bowls more often. I need to keep that in mind. Just do a rice bowl. Just do a ground beef rice bowl. Go full bodybuilder. Overall, another great food week. I hope you got some inspiration from the things that I've been eating. With that, I'm gonna end the video. If you're new here, hi, welcome in. My name is Chris, AKA Terrible Hime. Not a fitness influencer, but I'm in a calorie deficit right now, documenting all of my workouts, all of my weigh-ins, and I hope that you find these videos interesting. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, that's fine. Give it a thumbs down. If you're new here and you're enjoying my content, consider subscribing. And any comments, questions, or concerns can go in the comment section on the video and I will address them as soon as possible. Thank you so much for watching the video. I'll see you all next week with another check-in. Bye.